that with the obviously upcoming fixtures, how important is it that the team mentally are as well prepared as what they are, tactically right now?
I think everything's really crucial right now. We've never ever experienced a fixture schedule like this. Yep. Well, certainly not very many of us have. It's a minority if anybody has. Some of us have played internationals, which is tournament football, and it's maybe 3 games in 8 days, but this is insane compared to anything that we've done. So I think everything is important. The physical readiness, the way that we look after ourselves away from training, the way that we look after ourselves at training, mental readiness, and the coaching staff getting us prepared for each game. Obviously, you go into each game and you're playing against different players with different strengths and different weaknesses. So that tactical side that the coaches take responsibility for, everything is important. Every minute is important, and we need to make sure that we capitalise on other teams' weaknesses and focus on our strengths. And the coaches take responsibility for that. They really make sure we do our game prep every single week. We've not got very much time on the training field just now because we're either recovering from the day before or we're preparing for the next game, which is the next day. So it's really important that we do both things right. And yeah, the coaches still are taking the time to pull together something on the opponents every single game, so that even though there is very little time, we do make sure we go into the game well prepared.
I just think it's fascinating that, the mental drain it must be doing on the players right now. I just want to say, please just keep going, because we're really all behind you.
Yeah, we're trying hard. There's a countdown. We're taking each game as it comes, but it's 4 to go.
What are these games like to play in? Have you been to the men's fixture? Have you been to like a Celtic Rangers game? And what's the intensity when you're playing in it? And just what's the whole experience of it?
I think it's weird that you asked that question, because obviously when we played Rangers back in the first round of fixtures, there was quite a lot of new bodies and they didn't really know what to expect. And I remember speaking to some of them after the game saying they couldn't believe the difference. They're kind of going into it not really with the knowledge of what it's like to play in the Glasgow Derby. They've never been to the men's ones because we've not been able to because of COVID. And so I think they said that when we all turned up at the training centre, they were kind of like, can't believe the way that it was before the game, just the atmosphere and the level of adrenaline. And this is players that haven't been to a men's fixture. So I think that in itself kind of tells you that it is really similar. We know that externally this is the one that gets the eyes, and you turn up and there's all the history that comes with it. And I do think, as much as we try, it's just another game, it's another 3 points. When you turn up on the day, it does feel different. There's just something about it. And I guess I've given you it from the views of people that hadn't been to a men's game and hadn't been involved in it, and the women's game either. It's just different. It's hard to explain. It's just different.
Yeah, there's obviously weight attached to the fixture in isolation, but particularly in this weekend's game when it's so tight, it's so nip and tuck. Those top 3 places, I would guess that adds a whole other layer to it.
I mean, you could say, but to be honest, every game is like that. With the way that the top 3 teams are this season, any defeat is bad. So yeah, there's maybe importance on it on Sunday, but it's just another game for us. It's another one that we want to win. And if we'd been beat playing against Spartans on Wednesday night, it would have had the same impact as the 3 points or no points on Sunday does. So I think every single game just now is of the same value. If we don't win, then we take ourselves away from the other teams that are competing for the top 2 places.
Kelly, is the players aware of just how much interest now that the team has among the Celtic support? And can also say that your team has done the club proud this year, and we're all rooting for you. It's not so much that we're playing the Rangers on Sunday, it's that we're quite close to a win on Sunday gives us a real good chance of being in the Champions League. And I just think that next season, that if we could all get in there and support you, you could have quite a large crowd in there watching you.
Yeah, I think people have started to realise, just going back to social media, the attention that it gets. I don't want to talk about the guys' season. We all know that it wasn't what we wanted it to be, but us beating Rangers the last couple of times, it has got more press because it's uplifting for the fans in what has been a disappointing season. I don't think the club would mind me saying that, because it's not a lie. So maybe we've bounced off or taken something from that. I don't know, but I think in the past few years anyway, the attention that we've been getting has been on the rise. It's been going up and up. Maybe with COVID as well, there's more games being televised. The fans can't get to the guys' games. They can't get to any games. So everybody is just looking for any game of football that's on the TV to watch, because we all miss going so much. So I think it's probably a mixture of everything, but I do think that people are starting to realise the enormity of the support that we've got behind us, and it's great to see. It's really when things go well and you go on social media and you see so many comments and doing us proud and all this kind of thing. It's joyful, obviously, with that. If the negative results come, then we've got to take the other side of it. But when it's going good, it's really great, and it has been really uplifting to see the support from people externally that maybe before didn't really realise. I always go back to it that women's football's only really had the media coverage over the last couple of years, and so now that people are starting to see more and hear more, and it's just going up and up, and it is really great. It's like I say, it's really uplifting going onto social media and seeing loads of positive comments about the team, about what we're doing, about individuals, everything. It's been really good. And yeah, we're looking forward to hopefully getting people in the stadium.
Brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Claire.
Just a quick one. Obviously, we've talked about how big this fixture is and how this particular game on Sunday feels huge because of what the standings in the league. How do you personally prepare for a game like this to sort of calm yourself and settle yourself? And then how do you do that? How do you kind of, as the captain, then pass that on to the rest of the squad?
I think it's important we just do the same. The hardest thing is changing the kick-off time. The 4 o'clock kick-off is the hardest change for us. But it obviously affects what you eat, when you eat, when you sleep, all that kind of thing. But I think other than that, for me as captain, it's trying to prepare the exact same and having that calm impact on the rest of the team. There are always nerves when it comes to a Glasgow derby, and I've already made the point about every game just now feels like the same thing. If we drop points against other teams that Rangers didn't drop points against, then it's the same outcome as Sunday. So in the grand scheme of things, yeah, it's really close, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of attention on the game on Sunday, but it's just another game for us, and it's just another 3 points that we want. I think as captain, my main thing will just be trying to tell the players that, if we are nervous, the Rangers are going to be feeling the exact same. It's the exact same for both teams. It's not one feeling more nervous than the other. We're in the same situation, two of us. So I think my role this week is to hide my nerves if I start feeling really nervous, and to try and help the rest of the team be as calm as they can going into the game to give us the best chance of a good performance.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Hi Kelly, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. You?
I know bad. So excellent win on Wednesday night. Obviously, it's a big match coming up. 2 wins out of the last 2 for Celtic against Rangers. As captain, what are you taking tactically from the last 2 meetings, and what have you learned from those 2 that you'll be looking to use in this tie?
I think both games defensively we've been really strong. We've not conceded yet, and if you don't concede, then the worst results are draw. I think when I speak about our defensive performance, I don't mean the back 5. I mean 11 plus the subs. Everybody puts in the work to keep the clean sheets. I think going into Sunday's game, we know that Rangers are strong. We know that they're good going forward. They're fast going forward. They've scored a load of goals in the season. So I think from the last 2 games, we just know that we have to put in a solid defensive performance and then take our chances when they come. I think the first time we played Rangers in the first round of fixtures, we maybe missed a few chances before the late penalty. But in the game at Celtic Park, there weren't so many chances for either team, but there weren't so many chances. And when we did get our chance, we took it. So I think again, we can't sit here and say that Rangers aren't going to put us under pressure. They are very, very strong going forward. We just need to make sure that we absolutely match that, and that when we do get our chances, because we will get chances, we take them.
Great. Like you said, obviously the whole 11 are defending. There's a lot of defending from the front. How much onus does Fran Alonso put on on pressing and fitness and that kind of thing. How much do you work on that pre-match? Because that clearly is paying off, you know, in the matches.
I think Fran's style is very different to anything that we've had before, and it must be good because we've done well. I think as a group of players, and Fran might blush, but as a group of players, when Fran talks through his press, he stood in the middle of it on the training pitch, and it's really, really useful. He shuffles to the right and he shuffles to the left, and he stops when it's wrong and he points it out. And so I think, you know, he does put great emphasis on that side of the game, on that defensive shape and how we press, how we want to win the ball back. You know, we can challenge ourselves in drills and try and force winning the ball back quickly and stuff like that. So they encourage that training, the coaches encourage that. But yeah, Fran's put great emphasis on the shape when we're off the ball, and I think it's done us well. When we do it as players, when we do it well, we do it very well, and it works.
Okay, thanks, and best of luck for the weekend.
Thank you very much.